I still remember the exact moment Evelyn Whitaker decided my land was her battlefield. It was a crisp March morning, the kind where the dew clings to the grass like it's reluctant to let go, and the sun sits low, painting everything gold. I was standing in the middle of my 2-hectare plot, surveyor's map in one hand, coffee in the other, dreaming of rows of heirloom tomatoes and a life free from cubicles. Then came the screech, sharp enough to scatter the crows from the old oak at the edge of the field. "Get off my property before I call the sheriff." Evelyn stormed across the wild grass, her cream blazer flapping like a battle flag, heels sinking with every furious step. A clipboard was clutched in her manicured hand like a sword. Behind her, 2 neighbors trailed. Harold, a broad-shouldered man who looked like he'd rather be mowing his lawn, and Margaret, whose kind eyes darted apologies my way. I'd owned the land for 72 hours. Already, someone thought they could evict me. I folded the map, slipped it into my jacket, and smiled. "Morning. I'm Walter Brooks. This is my property." Evelyn stopped at the sagging wooden fence that marked the line between my field and the manicured lawns of Willow Creek Estates. "I'm Evelyn Whitaker, president of the Homeowners Association. Anything you build here requires our approval. We have standards." Harold shifted uncomfortably. Margaret cleared her throat. Evelyn silenced her with a glare. I pulled out my phone, opened the county records. "See this line? The fence is the boundary. My land isn't in your HOA. Checked it myself at the planning office." Her jaw tightened. "That's irrelevant. Whatever this is, will tank our property values." "I'm building an organic farm," I said. "Clean, legal, sustainable. You have no idea who you're dealing with." She leaned closer, Chanel perfume cutting through the morning air. "That eyesore cabin? It's coming down." Harold snapped a photo of my modest temporary shelter. The shutter click felt like a threat. I kept my voice steady. "Anything else? You'll hear from us." She spun on her heel, heels crunching gravel, and marched back to the gated community. Margaret hesitated, mouthed sorry, then hurried after them. I watched until they vanished behind the wrought iron entrance. Then I opened my phone's voice recorder, replayed the conversation in my head, and started a folder. Evidence, Day 1. First entry, security camera installed, angled toward the HOA side. Red light blinked solid. 3 days of silence followed. I sketched farm layouts, tested soil, walked every inch of my land. The camera caught nothing but deer and dawn light. I thought maybe Evelyn was all bluster. Then came the letter, taped to my gate in a gold-embossed envelope. Notice of violation. Bold red letters. Unauthorized structure. Noncompliance with beautification standards. Remedy within 7 days or face penalties. I photographed it, sealed it in plastic, filed it under evidence. HOA harassment. Day 4. Day 6. Final notice. $500 per day. Liens. Asset seizure. All wrapped in legalese that crumbled under scrutiny. I called my old friend from a sustainability conference, attorney Richard Lang. He listened, then laughed, short, dry, the laugh of a man who'd seen this before. "They have zero jurisdiction, but document everything. They won't stop." I installed 3 more cameras. Motion lights. Cloud backups. The emergency HOA meeting came next. I heard the voices through the fence, angry, animated. I crept close, phone recording. Through the slats, I saw Evelyn on a projector screen, my cabin labeled Phase 1, unauthorized development. She called me a threat, claimed I'd bring noise, pollution, a trailer park. The crowd nodded. Someone shouted, "What can we do?" Evelyn smiled like a general. "Sign the petition. We'll stop him." I recorded every lie. That night, an unknown number left a voicemail. A woman's voice, trembling. "Mr. Brooks, this is June from the board. Be careful. Evelyn doesn't threaten, she acts. Leave before it gets worse." I saved it. Added it to the file. At 2 a.m., instinct woke me. Silence, but the wrong kind. Gate hanging open. Padlock gone. Tire tracks in the dew. Scratches on my cabin door. Camera footage, an SUV, headlights off. 2 figures. One in dark clothes and a cap. Evelyn, unmistakable in her posture. Harold with bolt cutters. They circled my cabin, tried the door, the windows. Failed. Left at 2:47 a.m. I called the police. Officer Ramirez arrived, took photos, Watch the video. You can press charges. Trespass. Attempted burglary. But people like this? They escalate. I upgraded everything. Heavy-duty lock, floodlights, 4K cameras with audio. Receipts saved. They came back with a lawyer. Offered to buy my land at fair market value if I vacated in 30 days. I showed them the surveyor's map, the county records, Richard's legal opinion. I'm not leaving. Cross my line again, and I sue. That night, the power died. Water shut off. 3 cameras spray-painted black. But I'd installed Sutler once. Footage. Harold shutting the valve. A man in a utility vest cutting the power line. Evelyn 30 feet back, directing via phone. License plate clear. I compiled 200 pages. Photos, videos, letters, statutes. California Penal Code became my bedtime reading. June called again. Tomorrow night. Something big. She said teach him a lesson. I armed every sensor. Day 12. Sirens. 2 patrol cars. 2 officers at my gate. Court order. Vacate in 10 minutes. I asked for badges. The tall one, fake badge, wrong format, grew impatient. The short one wore dress shoes. The court order had a printed signature, today's date. Impossible. I dialed 911 from inside. Impersonators on my property. Through the window. Evelyn at the fence line, binoculars raised. Real police arrived in 8 minutes. The fakes went pale. Handcuffs. Trunk search. Contracts. $2,000 each. Evelyn's signature. They found her fleeing through the back gate. At the station, Detective Harris reviewed my files. In 20 years, I've never seen a victim this prepared. The fake cops confessed. Search warrant on Evelyn's home. Files on 3 prior owners. Same pattern. Harassment. Forced sales. Shell companies. Charges. 8 felonies. Impersonation. Conspiracy. Vandalism. Stalking. Her associates flipped. Harold, 6 months. The electrician, fines, license revoked. The actors, probation. Civil suit, $40,000 in damages. $100,000 punitive. Her house sold to pay it. Divorce finalized in 6 weeks. HOA board dissolved her position unanimously. June elected president. Bylaws rewritten. Public apology posted. Trial was swift. She pled to 5 counts. Sentenced. 2 years prison, $15,000 restitution, 5 years probation, 500 feet from my land, forever. 3 months later, I stood with contractor Bill Grayson at the property line. 10 feet high, I said. Concrete. Reinforced. 50-year lifespan. He had the survey markers. That's a statement. Not a statement, I said. A boundary. We built it white, smooth, elegant. Vines planted. Virginia creeper, trumpet vine. Wildflowers at the base. LED lights for soft glow at dusk. It became a living wall, green in summer, gold in fall. A line no one could misread. The farm grew. Greenhouse first. Heirlooms. Lettuce. Herbs for local chefs. The cabin became a real house. The HOA waved from their side. I waved back. Distance became respect. 1 letter came from prison. Evelyn wrote carefully. I was wrong. Control blinded me. I understand now. I filed it. Didn't reply. Some nights I walk the wall's base, fingers brushing the vines. The cameras still run, but I rarely check. The sensors catch only wind and wildlife. I built a farm. I built a life. But most of all, I built a line. This is mine. That is yours. And both of us are better for knowing exactly where we stand. What do you think? When does standing your ground become necessary? When does protecting community cross into tyranny? Drop your thoughts below. I read every one.